I have an army of mutants. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Look at me, Mr. Flair. Look at what I've brought to the table. I am truly worthy of this fight. I really am a cosmological concept. Yeah.
We ain't Flair and Radio Rage today. We ain't Flair and Radio Rage today. We back to Mr. Wizard and Radio Raheem. We back to that today. Because y'all see the title. Y'all see y'all see the backgrounds. We talking about the X-Men today. We talking about, more specifically, the X-Men movies. Quick caveat out the way real quick. This is mostly going to be him carrying it because I've only seen the bad movies and Logan. I've only seen the bad X-Men movies.
How dare you?
And Logan. And the Deadpool movies.
Listen, there is something special about these movies. This is a little close. That just makes you, the X-Men movie specifically, that just makes you appreciate Marvel in itself. Sometimes I forget X-Men is like, as nice as Marvel has portrayed their brand to be, X-Men can go like really dark. But yeah, today we're talking about the X-Men movies. Fill the links down below in the description. But
clearly the early X-Men movies weren't that good because they got retconned.
Hey, listen.
Clearly they couldn't have been all that good. Otherwise they wouldn't have needed to be retconned.
Let me explain something. The early 2000s or mid 2000s X-Men movies. We're gonna talk about. Okay, let's talk about First Class and X-Men Origin, because those, in my opinion, were very good. I'm trying to switch it. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'll keep it like that. Okay, so First Class, bro. Like, for those of you who do not know, that's the OG. That's the OG X-Men movie. That's like my first introduction to Marvel in itself. Besides the Fantastic Four, X-Men movies were like my intro.
I'm Michael B. Jordan.
We will never, ever bring that budget cut, low class Fantastic Four crew ever on here. If there's any Fantastic crew on here coming, it will be the one where Chris Evans, the Captain America, before he was Captain America, when he was Human Torch. That's the only one. That's the only one we're bringing.
The thing looks so good in that one, though.
Jessica Alba, who was Susan Storm. That's the only one we're bringing. But yeah, the X-Men movies were like, okay, so as a kid, my favorite characters were Magneto and Wolverine. I just love the way, by the way, this is Magneto. And of course, that is Wolverine right there. Magneto is this powerful, this dude can literally control all metal. And I'm not just saying like your nails and corkscrews and all that. Like, this dude was able to move a satellite, like gigantic satellite, just with his power. Like, I don't know if you know how big satellites are, but they're the ones that like the NASA space stations that are like miles wide. He was able to literally turn it. Like, that's a lot of power, bro. And also, Professor X is an underrated. Let me instead of going to character, let me talk about the movies. The CGI.
Yeah, they know who Magnet. Like these are nerd folks watching these videos. They know who the X-Men are.
Listen, the CGI in the First Class CGI wasn't too bad, but the X-Men Origin CGI. Oh man.
All I'm saying, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy would like to have a word with them.
I don't. What beats me is the helicopter scene with Wolverine, where he jumps in the air from his motorcycle and cuts the blade of a helicopter that is moving. That doesn't physics does not allow that. I don't care how strong the claws are. Physics, no matter, you could have feathers that are moving at the speed of light. If a feather is coming towards you, it will probably leave a scratch or two on your face, just to keep it simple. It
His
doesn't make
claws
sense.
are literally unbreakable, though. They're the strongest metal in the world versus a weaker metal.
But it's moving at high speeds.
Yes, but it's literally an unbreakable element.
That's so. The force of the blade should have made up for the strength of the claws. Like, because it's a helicopter blade is going like hundreds of, probably thousands of miles per hour. I don't understand when they slowed it down and he just casually just cuts. Okay.
Like a knife in butter.
It made no sense to me. It made no sense. And then we gotta talk about the Deadpool, the 09 Deadpool. You had a good explanation for it.
Look.
Wait,
I will always
let me do
defend
the
X-Men Origins of Wolverine.
wait, let me do the
Yeah, dude.
wait, is that you? This long blade just okay, good. Sorry.
Like, I will always defend Origins Wolverine. I will defend it. I will probably defend it until the day I die, because Wolverine has always been my favorite, like one of my favorite heroes. And to see him get his own movie, yes. I will, but the Deadpool thing, I can't. I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna call him Deadpool. I'll call him what he is. Weapon 11. I cannot defend that. It is very hard for me to defend that because like they include the teleporting pack, like the teleporting thing that Deadpool hasn't been able to do since the 90s. They include, like, they have him grow these the pigment, like they have his eyes get like herpes or whatever around his eyes so that it looks like the cowl. They have it, instead of katanas, they have him grow like just two claws out the middle of him. Like just two claws on each hand, like he was Laura. And and then they sew his mouth shut. The CGI fight was so bad. It was so bad. It made ratings for the movie so bad that they had to do two more movies, that they had to do two other movies to retcon it. They had to do Logan and they had to do the first Deadpool movie. Two separate movies to retcon that crappy character, to retcon that crappy character introduction.
I mean, I gotta admit,
but that first half of the movie.
Yes.
What? What you got to admit though?
The Sabretooth fighting where Wolverine went up against Sabretooth. Those were good. I did like those. And then when they actually fought Wade Wilson, that was good too, in my opinion. I mean, now granted, when he shot lasers out his eyes and Wolverine's claws, that I mean, if we're talking about lasers, the laser should have just went straight through the claws. I'm sorry, they should have just went straight through, like, because the claws. No, like the claws, there's space in between them. He should not have been able to stop all the lasers.
Like, you can turn your fist from this to this. You can turn it so that the claws, instead of facing like this, they can face like that.
So you're telling me not one piece of laser went through, not his claws, it would just cover 100% of the laser. Like, doesn't make any sense at all. So stupid. just
Look,
all
don't
the
talk to me
lasers.
like don't talk to me about science. Don't talk to me about rational science. What how do mutants exist again? How do mutants exist for like how are they born from normal people again?
I don't know. Experiments. Also,
Yeah, like it's supposed to be natural, like it's supposed to be like natural evolution. Tell me what part of natural evolution makes Colossus metal. Tell me what part of natural evolution makes Jubilee able to shoot fireworks. Somebody explain that. You talk about science. Somebody explain Jean Grey to me.
no,
Explain that. Explain her to me.
explain Cyclops, bro. How every
Yeah,
time
explain that. Explain that. He naturally does that.
every time he
Just able
opens
to
his eyes,
shoot. Just able to shoot lasers out of his eyes. What part of evolution, what evolutionary part makes that make sense? Wolverine and Sabretooth at least make sense. They have claws. That makes natural sense. The immovable blob, that makes sense. He has a slower metabolism than everybody else. That makes sense. The Juggernaut borderline makes sense.
just this big, massive dude.
Like he's a big dude. He's got more muscle than everybody else. That makes sense. But somebody explain Psylocke to me. What? Somebody explain Psylocke to me. Somebody explain Storm to me.
Explain Professor X. How do you have the power to just read everybody's mind?
You know, explain Eric to me. How are you able to control metal?
I have no idea. I don't. Oh, I like the scene. Speaking of X-Men Metal, I like the scene where he was trying. He was it was old Magneto, and he was like to security guard. He was like, "You got too much iron in your blood." He just. He was like, just took all the iron.
The only part of those early X-Men movies that I saw a clip. The only one that I remember is like his interactions with Wolverine. Like every time he just kind of dicks on Wolverine, like control, like stopping him from attacking him and all that.
Yep.
When will he learn? When will he learn?
Logan. I like the.
All right.
Oh, good.
The first 10 minutes, like, all right, so back to Origins. Yeah, I can't defend the Deadpool thing. But the first 10 minutes of that movie, I will always defend. Logan and Sabretooth's backstory, them fighting in every single major war that the US has been involved in. So good.
That was good.
It's so good. And apparently it's an actual like comic book canon thing. Logan fought in all these wars, and he would get in trouble and get like executed for being a dick. And then he would just basically sit and wait to be executed, and then just come back later messing with everybody. Wake me when they get through. Like them just in front of a firing squad. Wake me up when they get through.
I like the Wolverine was fighting who was that Japanese swordsman? In the
lab.
Mm-hmm.
That may have been, if it was from the Wolverine movie, that's Silver Samurai.
Silver Samurai, thank you. That's who it was. I like those scenes. It just, to me, that really defined Wolverine. Like those moments, like those where he like.
Oh yeah, him surviving the atomic bomb getting dropped on top of him.
I remember that.
Him just walking off an atom bomb getting dropped on him.
I remember that. He like burned and then he just grew.
Just walked it off.
Yeah, just walked it off.
Just walked it off.
That would be terrible.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh yeah. I mentioned Jean Grey. I said explain Jean Grey a second ago.
Uh-oh.
What about they have had 2 tries to do a Dark Phoenix movie. They have had 2 tries. Why can they not get it right? They have had 2 tries.
I don't know, bro.
Come
I
on
think,
now.
bro, you know what's crazy? The fact that Wolverine was
What?
able to defeat Jean Grey, technically.
Well, there's nothing that she can do to really kill him. Or at least at that moment, there wasn't anything that she could do to kill him. Like, because you saw her blow his skin off several times, then he just healed back from it.
Which is honestly painful. Like, your skin's constantly getting ripped, but then you know you're gonna heal, but then you know you're gonna get ripped again. It's just like,
I got the mental image of like it's getting paper cutted, like getting like repeated paper cuts.
that's horrifying.
I got
but
that
like
mental image of it.
but like all over your body. Like,
yeah, the death by 1,000 cuts.
oh my gosh.
Ugh. See, I would not want to be immortal.
Yeah, I can't.
I would not want to be immortal.
Speaking of immortal, the freaking Sentinels, bro. Days of Future Past. I went to go see that movie in theaters. Horrifying experience. Like, I did not realize how terrifying the Sentinels were when they came through that little cave thing and defeated and basically took everybody's powers. Like,
Iceman just getting melted,
burned, and then fake Human Torch got froze to death. And then
hot spot.
Yeah,
Colossus getting ripped in half.
Oh, that was horrifying. And then one of the Sentinels turning into Colossus. Terrifying. Oh
yeah. I partially saw Days of Future Past. I saw some of it.
I gotta watch that tonight. Days of Future. I gotta watch the scene where Magneto is trying to escape the Sentinels and they're trying to get back to the ship, Professor X. I gotta watch that scene. That seems good. Oh, yeah. Speaking of X-Men, there was one scene that I do like from the X-Men movie. I think it was Dark Phoenix. It was the scene where they're all on the train and Magneto, just my favorite, where Magneto takes the train and then he holds it and the train just smushes and then he turns around, he just throws the train away. Like, the whole train just smushed it and just, that was cold.
The only train stuff that I remember from Dark Phoenix was like when he pulled up the entire subway, like pulled out the entire subway during like their fight with Charles.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Like in the middle, yeah, like in the middle of the street, just pulling up the entire subway station to where the train was just pulled up in the middle of the street.
Which doesn't make any sense because the train should have been destroyed. The train should not have come up from the ground because the ground is concrete, and it just the train should not have.
No, because according to your logic, because according to the science that you yourself pulled up, the momentum that train was going would have plowed through the concrete. The momentum that it was going at.
But why did the train stay in its normal state? It should have gotten smushed, destroyed. You shouldn't even be able to tell it was a train.
Look, man, he's a dude made out of ice. There's no time for science here. He's a dude made out of ice. She can shapeshift into people. We got no time for actual science here.
Yes, we do. They should have thought this through. They should have actually talked to actual science.
A dude's weave can cut through metal. Come on now. Come on now. This dude over here, he's just a porcupine. He's basically a porcupine. We got no time for science here. We ain't got time for that.
I know who you're talking about. It's the dude who he hugged one of the doctors and just when he hugged her,
yeah.
I was like, that's terrible, bro. Why would you do that?
His natural defense mechanism.
I would never give anybody a hug if I had that power. I'd be like, never hug me, Mr. Wizard. Never hug me.
Nah,
I don't know what I could do.
now bring it in.
No,
Guys.
I don't want to
Bring
hurt
it
you.
in.
I don't want to hurt you.
Bring it in. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you.
Or if I was Black Strike, I would just be like, give me your soul. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Nah, man. If that porcupine guy was there, he would have ended the Dark Phoenix saga right there. He would have ended it. Bring it in. We did all right. Good job on the mission today, guys. Good job on the mission. Bring it in, Gene. Bring it in, guys.
No, he would.
Bring it in.
She would have easily destroyed them.
Nah. He ends the saga before it starts. He ends the saga before it starts. That's all. All it takes is one hug. That's all it takes. Even if it's that good Christian side, even if it's that good Christian side hug, it's still more than enough. It's still more than enough. Porcupine guy 2 OP, please nerf. He's unstoppable.
To the good Christian side hug, just the
that good Christian side hug.
Take me,
because that's still lethal. Yeah, because that's still lethal because he's going around the back of her neck. That's still lethal.
Oh my gosh, what an image!
Yeah. All right, the one good X-Men movie I have seen.
Oh boy,
I gotta talk about Logan.
Oh boy,
I gotta talk about Logan. I have to. Charles, it makes perfect sense why he is such a danger. It makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
The most powerful brain in the world, but with dementia. It makes perfect sense why he would cause everybody to have seizures, or like why he would basically destroy everyone's brain if he had a seizure.
Yes.
That makes perfect sense, and that is perfectly terrifying.
It is terrifying.
That is perfectly terrifying.
Wait, you remember that scene where Logan? Go ahead. Sorry.
What?
I was gonna say the scene.
What scene?
Where he had a seizure and Logan had to get to the hotel, and him and Laura.
Yeah, Logan was struggling to get there, and that dude was just staring at, that dude was just staring at him like.
That was terrifying because it's weird because he saw him, right? Like he was frozen.
Yeah.
And the dude with the gun sees Logan coming and he's like, but he can't move. That's
because he's basically brain dead. He's getting his brain melted.
Oh my god.
The strongest brain in the world. It just looked like that combined with Logan's healing factor slowly running out. Like every X-Men movie, you see him just casually bullets healing out of him. But in Logan, it's hard for him to do it.
Yeah.
Our boy Logan is slowly breaking down.
Yeah, he kind of just
and I just
when he gets shot, it's just like he actually got shot. It's weird.
Yeah. He ain't gonna die, but it hurt a lot more than it normally does.
Yeah. Whew. Man, I gotta watch a couple of X-Men movies. It might be X-Men tonight. X-Men night. Me.
It's so good. Logan is dead ass my favorite superhero movie ever. Because it is the proper send off to all of them. Ever? Charles just dying.
Ever?
Charles just get it. What?
Ever.
Yes, ever. It is my favorite superhero movie.
You're crazy. Actually.
I know.
What's
yours then?
Are you insane? Like medically speaking. Are you medically speaking?
More than likely at this point. At this point, more than likely. Yeah, Logan is my favorite. Wolverine is my favorite superhero. Is one one of my favorite superheroes, and this was his proper send-off. Life has been kicking him down so many times. Like life has just been kicking him down so many times. Charles is the only thing that he has left, and then Charles dies. So what does he have left to live for? Laura.
Have you never seen any of the Spider-Man movies? Have you never seen any of the Avengers movies? Have you never seen any of the Iron Man movies? Have you never seen every of the Captain America movies? Have you never seen any of the have you seen the Blade movie? Have you seen Fantastic Four? You haven't seen Fantastic Four, the original. You've never seen all the X-Men. You've never seen all these wonderful, even hell, I would even argue, yes, dare I bring DC into this? I would even argue that let me be careful.
What argument can you bring for DC? What argument can you bring from DC? The DCU has been trash.
I'm trying to think of a worthy one.
I'm not sitting through 5 hours of the Snyder Cut.
No. I'm not talking about Justice League. I'm not even talking about Snyder Cut Justice League. I would argue that
Suicide Squad was good, but it's not as good as Logan.
I'm not talking about Suicide Squad. I am talking about I would argue to put either the first Wonder Woman or the first Aquaman comparable, dare I say, as entertaining as Logan. Yes, was Logan sadder? Of course. It made every man cried. I get it. But I'm talking about
no.
You said Logan of all time? You've never seen Avengers. You've never seen Spider-Man.
I've seen all the Spider-Man movies.
Then you obviously are high on pot news because obviously
I'm not. Because thematically, it hits on multiple reasonings. Yeah, thematically, it hits for so many reasonings. It is the end of Logan, it is the end of the Logan character for the Foxverse, and it is the end of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. It is his proper send off. And Logan in character passes the torch to his daughter.
So you telling me Logan was better than Spider-Man No Way Home?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will say that. Yeah. Go ahead. I will say that. The main thing carrying No Way Home was nostalgia. That is a hill I will die on. That was the main thing carrying it. But it didn't make the nostalgia last because the guys were only in there for 30 minutes. It didn't No Way Home was good, but it did not grab me emotionally. You
put Logan over Spider-Man 2.
The only Spider-Man movie that came close to grabbing me emotionally like Logan did, the only one that could possibly have an argument was Spider-Verse. That is the only Spider-Man movie that can have an argument.
You put Logan over Spider-Verse.
It's a fight between it and Spider-Verse, to be fair. It's a fight between those two.
We're going in this video before I annihilate you with my words, because I'm
gonna have to let it slide. You're gonna have to let it slide. Yeah. I will do. Go ahead. Well, just go ahead and put me up to cross. Go ahead and put me up to cross. I will defend my case because I'm all about that thematical arguments. Go ahead and put me. I will come up to bat and I will defend my honor. I will defend the honor of Logan.
You were lucky we did not start the video off like this, or else this would have been the entire video. This would have been. Take your energy. Go to sleep. This would have been the entire video. This would have been another Ben 10 video. Ultimate Fraud. Mr. Wizard Ultimate Fraud. Mr. Wizard Ultimate Fraud.
You know what, folks? Maybe we will. Maybe we should make this Maybe we should make this another episode. Me defending Logan. Maybe we should. But for right now, folks, we hope you enjoyed today's episode. We hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Let us know down in the comments. What was your favorite X-Men? What was your favorite X-Men movie? What's your favorite comic book movie? Go ahead and tell us down below. Hit that like button and be sure to slash that subscribe button for some more content. And I hope you enjoyed the show, bub.